This is another dynamic addition to the Evolution 9 collection from Grand Seiko. It's called the SLGA025 Atera Blue. There's a new dial texture. There's a new color on this dial. This is one of Grand Seiko's best spring drive movements, the 9RA2, housed in this high-intensity titanium case. Just an absolutely beautiful new release that I'm very fortunate to share with you. This is on loan from Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida. They're the sponsor of today's video. They carry Grand Seiko in addition to about 60 other brands. So they're a great family-owned AD if you want to buy a new watch or trade in a watch on a new piece. I have personally bought from Exquisite multiple times in years past, so I definitely recommend them, and a link is below. Now let's take a closer look at this new dial. There are large diamond cut applied markers that I think are just beautifully done. They're nice and large with different facets, angles, and grooves to capture and reflect light. You can even pick up on a dispersed color band that's refracted in this large 12 marker, and I think that just contributes to this being a work of art. The hands are wide, they're long, they're brushed. So for a watch that has no real I would say high contrast, there is no lume on this watch, it is quite legible at a glance. And Grand Seiko, I mean, just my opinion, I think they take pride in creating beautiful watches, yes, but equally as important, I think they take pride in creating highly functional, usable, and comfortable watches. So this color, this texture, it looks so good in person, in the metal, so to speak. And I hope it's coming across in this video like it appears to my naked eye. But just looking through my camera viewfinder as I film, I feel like a part of it is getting lost in translation, a part of the color and the tone. So I would say this is a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more saturated in person. So imagine this, but just 5% more vibrant, 5% more saturated when you put it on your wrist. And I think that makes a difference. Now, the dial celebrates the blue-green tones of the Atera River in Nagano Prefecture. I'll drop in a few pictures that I found on Google of this river in the Nagano Prefecture. This is close to Shirogiri, where the Shinshu Watch Studio is for Grand Seiko, and this is the facility that creates all spring drive watches, from the component creation to the assembly, the finishing, the final adjustments. Shizukuishi is in a different part of Japan, and that's the facility that creates mechanical Grand Seiko products. But the Shinshu Watch Studio in Nagano Prefecture does this spring drive. And yes, I do like that Grand Seiko places design emphasis or takes design inspiration from nature in its homeland. I think this emphasizes the regional aspect of the watch. So not only is it proudly made in Japan, but it's designed after highlights of the environment that it's created in. And some watch collectors may not care about this, but I think it's kind of interesting. And yes, in the past, I have laughed at some of the flowery, descriptive advertising language that Grand Seiko uses, which admittedly feels a little bit over the top or maybe disingenuous, but the concept is good. I think the watch is done really well. Now, let's talk about this movement. This is where a large part of the cost of the watch is found, and this watch retails for $10,500, so it is squarely within the luxury price tier, and quite a bit of money for most watch collectors. And again, a lot of it goes to this movement. And because this watch is borrowed from Exquisite, I won't remove this sticker that covers the exhibition crystal, but I will drop in footage of this caliber from a different filmed Grand Seiko that I've done in the past. So it's called the 9RA2 Spring Drive Movement. It is entirely made in the Nagano Prefecture, where this dial inspiration comes from, and it is significantly thinner than other spring drive movements, and this is achieved by using an offset magic lever, as Grand Seiko calls it, while also using a differently sized twin barrels that fill the available space within the caliber while still offering 5 days or 120 hours of power reserve. So this caliber ends up being 0.8 millimeters thinner than other spring drive calibers, and that might not sound like a lot, but I think it's great. I'm a fan of that. This movement is accurate to a window of plus or minus 10 seconds per month, but I've heard from owners of the 9RA2 that they actually get better accuracy than that stated spec, and that's awesome. The caliber has 38 jewels, a one-piece center bridge, a power reserve indicator with a blued hand that's placed on the rotor side of the movement as opposed to being placed in the dial side of the watch, which I know some watch collectors are not a fan of. The plates carry a frosted finish, and there is a mix of black polished and blued screws throughout, so I find the overall aesthetics very sharp. The finishing is attractive. This is a beautiful and highly accurate movement, and this would be the spring drive movement that I want when I buy another Grand Seiko in the future. So with that being said, would I buy this Atera Blue, this SLGA025? I probably would if it were ever brilliant steel as opposed to high intensity titanium. I like titanium, but I like the added weight and the brighter tone of steel a little bit more. With ever brilliant steel, I think it would emphasize this gorgeous new dial color and texture a little bit more, as opposed to the darker, more muted hues of high intensity titanium. But you might disagree with me there, and that's totally fine. Let me know what you think of this recent release. Do you think it's exciting as I do? Do you think that because Grand Seiko continually releases impressive and beautiful watches that you've kind of become accustomed to that? Maybe you're a little desensitized by their excellence, and as a result find this release a little boring. Let me know below. I enjoy looking through all the comments and engaging with you. Check out Exquisite Timepieces if you're shopping Grand Seiko. Like this video if you got something from it, and if you'd like to see more watch content like this, please subscribe. Thanks.